I'll tell you this story. There was a man on a journey and he was very thirsty. When he got there, because he was thirsty, he quickly pumped the water, but the water did not come. But then there was a little water in the jar and instruction. And then he realized that he said, don't drink the water. Rather, pour the water in the well and pump it again. The water will come. But it's very risky and it's very trickish how God works. But beloved, this man read the instruction and then poured back the water inside. But remember, like I said, he was very thirsty and he was very dehydrated and he needed that water. But he had to trust, obey the instruction and put the water back in. He did not see water when he pumped it the first time. And then he later found water. With instruction, you are asking me to pour back the water in there and then I should pump it again, it will come. Hey, when you come to Jesus, it works, Papa. On this episode, we are going to focus on prayer and reflection. Beloved, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like, and put out your thoughts. Whatever you need or whatever needs to be done, put it out there. Any story you have that can help someone, as you are sharing and you're putting out there, you are changing the life, you are transforming the life. So on this episode, we are going to focus on the power of praying in what? Prayer in pursuing your purpose. Power of praying or power of prayer in pursuing your purpose. Prayer is essential as we seek to fulfill what? Our purpose. It connects us to God and gives us what? Clarity and strength. Provides clarity and strength. You need clarity and you need strength. It's important that you see God every time, because when coronavirus happened, it caused a lot of trouble. It kept us in our room and it could have really ended this generation. It was a sign that whatever we create, we must be careful. And when we are creating something, we must seek God's guidance and clarity so that what we are creating, we will know exactly what it does and how to move it around and what it does. So somebody went ahead and created a virus, and look at what that virus did. Maybe it could be for a purpose, maybe for a war or for something whereby they can use this for the enemy to destroy the enemy when the enemy comes. But it got out of hand because of a mistake. That is why it's important that we pray and seek clarity. But as I go on, I want us to understand that seeking God and praying for clarity and strength is important, because you need to hear from God so that God will order your steps and direct you, and it would help you know what to do. And remember that I said in the previous episodes and seasons that prayer is important, because I was only able to bring about this show when I went to the place of prayer. And I did not just pray, but I actually stayed away from everybody, my children, my wife, my family, for 7 days. Maybe you can go to a mountain, you can go to place of prayers where they have places where you can stay away from everybody. If you don't have a place, a secret place, you can be in your own comfort or home. Stay away from everybody. It's a secret, I'm telling you. And stay with just God. Put away all the noise. That one is also a type of fasting. You can actually eat, but don't eat pepper. You can eat maybe white rice, white coconut, white banana. Everything has to be white during the days you are with God. You can create you can do research on fasting and do a best fasting that will be appropriate for you, because you are not asking you to kill yourself, because God will not want that. But fasting in any form, in any kind, God pays attention to it because He sees your seriousness and knows that you are ready. And because you are following that consecration or following that fasting pattern or seeking God or praying or finding time to reflect, God is able to talk to you, because in the chaos and in the noise, sometimes when God is speaking or is talking to you, you don't hear, because there's a lot happening around us. Imagine you have children, you have kids who are around you, question wife problem, life struggles, business this. So it's okay to stay away from everybody for a period of time or days. And even in your normal days, from morning to evening, that's what the Muslims do. And we Christians, we must follow that pattern, that we must pray continuously. We must pray consistently. Because when you look at what these guys are doing, they pray all the time. And when it's time to pray, they don't joke with it. So sometimes it's not just about the prayer, but it is how you pray and the diligence and the seriousness you show and the devotion you show towards the prayer. That is why the Bible says, if you want to pray, pray to Him in truth and in spirit. So before you pray, you invite the Holy Spirit to come take control. Because if the Holy Spirit doesn't come to do what you do you do in vain. Because the Bible says that except the Lord build a house, the builder builds it. So whatever you do, let the Lord lead and guide you. When you invite the Holy Spirit to come, as you are away, tell Him why you are there. And prayer is not difficult. Do not see people pray perfectly, because they started imperfect before they became what? Perfect. So you also start from where you are. Be honest, just be honest, be straightforward with God. He's your Father. And how do you talk to your Father? Someone told me once that, can you go to your father and shout? No, you can't shout. It's not necessarily about shouting or forcing God. It's just God likes simple and honest and true meditational prayer. Sometimes after saying some few things with your mouth, just keep quiet, sit down quietly, forget all the worries and troubles and sit down quietly and connect with your source. And you'll be amazed the kind of things that God will be revealing to show you. Don't worry, your first time you may not get it, but you have to keep doing it consistently, because remember, everything you want to seek or you want to find in life, you must seek it. So if you want to find out what I'm doing, you must start by seeking. And as you seek, you will find. Because nobody seeks anything and don't find. Whatever you seek in life, you find. So once you are alive and you follow this pattern and strategies, on this episode, I want you to be serious, because this is where we harness our abilities. This is where you were built for this. You will understand that, yes, truly you were built for this. That is why we label this topic or this season, you were built for this. And we break it down from episode, and we are now on episode 5. And I'm telling you that this is the most important part. Always God finishes before He starts. That is why there is beginning and there is end. But as for God, He begins from the end. Because where you think it has come to an end, that is where it begins from. So we like to put the prayer and reflection at last. Because in the end, that's what man will tell. Man will tell you that where you have gotten to, unless you go to God. But me, for my advice, I will tell you that go to God always. From first, in the middle, and to the last. Any day, anytime. Whether in wealth or in nothing, whether in poverty or in more, whether in scarcity or abundance, always go to God. People say, and my godfather said, when you pray for God for something, pray to ask Him how to keep it. Sometimes people ask for wisdom. That is why the Bible says, when you ask for wisdom, ask for knowledge and understanding. Because if you have wisdom and you don't have the knowledge and understanding, my godfather said once to me that, use this car, driving in the car, and then the signal pops up on your screen that your fuel is about to finish. And as you are driving, the lanes have been made in a way that a few meters away, you find a filling station. Even if it's far away, you still find a gas station where you can refill your fuel. So wisdom is that you know that you have to fill what? The tank. So knowledge is that the sign has come to pop up to show you that it's about to finish. It's knowledge. It's not giving you knowledge that your fuel is about to run out, or your tank is about to go empty. That is why there is a reserve tank. So once your fuel hits reserve, you know that what? You have to start planning that the next gas station, you will stop and refill. That is the application. So when you have wisdom, knowledge, and you don't apply, it means that the car will break down, because when you had the wisdom that you knew you needed to fill your tank, you did not fill it. Number 2, the car gave you knowledge by giving you sign that you need to fill your tank. You are running on reserve and it will soon run out. The application is what? You parking, following the instruction, and parking and stopping by to the next gas filling station to get your tank refilled, and then you continue your journey. That way, will your gas run out? No. So it's the same way when you follow the prayer pattern. First, you know that you've been told that you have the wisdom that you have to go to God, because you are here by someone's power, and you have a source, and you are connected to the source. Once you connect to the source, imagine when you plug this thing to the power, that's when it works. So without the power, it's not going to work. So as human, we are products, and we have to connect to the source. Connecting to the source means I'll be plugged to the source, which is my Father God. And through Jesus Christ, the power would come. Because no one goes to the Father except through Him, Jesus Christ. Because He sacrificed and He went through His trials and fulfilled His purpose and became the sacrificial lamb that was sacrificed for me. And His reward is that now you cannot go to the Father except to go through Him. So if you also win at your struggle and you become successful at your purpose, nobody will go through the Father except through you, by that gift that you have achieved by going through that one. So as I'm saying, following that pattern, my godfather, Reverend Ernest Ebin, gave me, God bless that man. God bless him. God bless him so much. He's been the one that has held on to me, teaching me, guiding me, and I love him. And I want God to bless him for looking at me and accepting me to be by his side and teaching me, in as much as he's counseling ministers and presidents and doing great things. He still sees everybody equal. He does not look down on anyone. And may God continue to bless him for being such a strong godfather and a father to me. So as I go on, like I'm saying, without the plug or the power, you are nothing. This thing is nothing without the power, because there is a power that has been connected to it, and that is what is making it work. As well as this light, without the power, it will not work. TV will not work without the power. Everything needs something. Car needs battery too. So you are human and you are a product and manufacturer from God, and He is your power. So once you connect to Him, you are able to shine and do what you have to do. That is where harnessing your ability comes. When you understand this and go to God, follow the prayer pattern, and then you seek God genuinely, God gives you some power. Now, one thing that you couldn't do, you will do with trouble, because he said, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. So what is he telling you? It's just that it's funny how the Bible is, but it takes grace to understand. I pray that may God give you that grace so that you catch your revelation. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. I waited upon the Lord. I couldn't have done this without praying. I prayed to God. I stayed with God. And my family knows it. I was away, and God blessed my wife for holding on to the kids alone and how to do everything. 7 days, they understood it. I spoke to them that, guys, I need to go away for time because I don't know what is holding me back. Because looking at my age and looking at where I've gotten to in life, I came to realize that it's not just about cars, it's not just about money, it's not just about anything. Because people who know me, they know me and they know what I'm talking about. It's about fulfilling your purpose. And now I'm happy that I'm doing this. Whether you accept it or you don't accept it, I'm doing my part. And those that understand it will see it and they will enjoy it. Because Bible even says that those who have ears to hear what the Spirit is saying. So not everybody will have ears to hear, and not everybody have eyes to see what I'm doing or hear. But those who have been chosen to hear and see, they will see and their life will be transformed and changed. So beloved, stay tuned right here and catch the inspiration and catch the insights and strategies and formulas. Empower your life and transform your life from nothing to something. Because beloved, I did not just get here. I started from somewhere. And it took a long time, because it took a long time for me to accept my purpose. That is why I said, someone said, you are not struggling to find out what your purpose is. You are rather struggling to accept it. And once you come to the cross line and you accept it and you go to God and seek power. See, my Godfather says, whatever God gives you, he gives you the gift of the power to do it, which in another way, we say witchcraft. God gives you the ability, the power to do it. I'm saying witchcraft so that you understand what I'm saying. He gives you like the magic to do it. So you see that people who actually work in their purpose or pursue their purpose, they have this resilience and some kind of abilities and perseverance spirit that no matter what, they don't stop until the thing is finally done. And if you ask any celebrity, star or an inventor or anybody that has created something or an idea that has been brought, when you ask them, they'll tell you the truth that this is it. What I'm saying is true. It was not easy, but they did not want to give up. Why did they want to give up? But somebody gave up. Somebody gave up because he has not seek the power, the source. He or she has not gone to the power to connect, so that thing would what? Will power and illuminate. Because nobody lights a candle or a light and puts it under the bushel. When you light a candle or a light, they put it on the table or it shines for everybody to see. And that is the power of light. As far as the sky is and heaven is, when you look down from where you are, you see star. So God is telling you that if you want to be a star and to be seen by everybody, by everyone, you must not give up. But how will you not give up? By praying and seeking strength. So prayer is very essential and is very important, because when I faced my uncertainty about my own path, prayer illuminated my next step, giving me peace amidst my confusion. Because I've been confused for a very long time, not knowing what exactly to do. So it got to a point that when I'm talking to the people that I'm not supposed to talk to, they get tired of hearing my motivation and my speeches, because I did not just start doing this. I've been doing it for a long time. It was coming to me natural. When I speak to people, they become touched and then their life become transformed. And those who are real, they come to. I have a friend, and he was my childhood friend, and we are still friends. I have so many friends, but this one has been with me through junior, secondary school, and then we're still friends till then. Even though he went to a different school, I went to a different school, we are still friends. And this friend of mine, when he got married, said that he will not have kids because he doesn't have money, so he will not have kids. And their story is very powerful, and I can't wait to see what God is going to use that guy, because that guy, I always mention him, but I don't want to say his name now. But he has a very beautiful story. When they got married, and then he said, Jay, I don't want to have kids now because I don't have money. And then I visited the apartment, they actually had nothing there. And I said, brother, are you aware that very soon this place will be choked up with things that you need extra space to put your things in? Then he laughed. Then I said that about the kids, you don't worry, bro. Just go ahead and start. Because as for me, I started with nothing. I did not follow the regular process. You have to get a job, you have to get the house, you have to get this. I just jumped in and I tried it. So I don't know how you are going to try it on your own. But this is how I did mine. I just took the step and got stepped in. Because right from my marriage to my wife's childbirth to everything has been a miracle in my life. So even though it took me a long time to realize, that day because of this purpose that has been given to me. I spoke to him in a way, and today he calls me, and just this weekend he still called me to thank me that day. Today I have 2 kids. One is 4 and one just came and is already working. And I'm happy that I listened and I did it, because I realized that time has gone. Just now 5 years, 7 years has gone by. And yes, that is what it takes. That is why I said faith is like driving with your eyes closed, trusting God to drive the car for you. Just go. Just take you sit in the car and let God drive. Your only small thing you can do for God is just go and sit in the car. You just open it and sit and leave the rest to him. And it's as well as you jumping off the cliff. Yours is just to jump. The rest, whether he will catch you or whatever will happen, leave it to him. That is the perfect way I can teach you about having faith. But the most important thing about this episode is prayer reflection. So the power of prayer in pursuing your purpose is God will give you a resilient spirit. He will give you the power to stay rooted in your faith. Because what is faith? Faith is an assurance of things hoped for, proof of things not seen. So when we talk about faith, you don't see it, but you must hope for it. That is why nobody knows where the hair comes from or where it goes, but we breathe it in, and it keeps us alive. Not only alive, it keeps us conscious. It keeps us conscious, because without breathing in this air, we become unconscious. It means that it's not air that we are just breathing in. We don't see it, but whatever we are breathing is what is keeping us alive. So if you like, just hold your nose and your mouth and stay off it for a while, and you see what would happen to you. You go unconscious, and if you are not careful, you'll be declared dead, but you are not officially dead. And this thing has been causing a lot of problems. Many people have been declared dead that are not originally dead. But anyways, that is not the topic. We are focusing on what? Prayer reflection. So when you pray to God, He gives you resilient strength and spirit that no matter what, you stay faith. You stay steadfast in your faith. You stay steadfast in your faith. You do not allow anything to make your faith waver. You do not come to the place of unwavering faith where your faith will be wavering. You are not consistent. You just have to stay faithful. God will give you that power to stay faithful. So I want you to remember that you have to draw a prayer plan, like I always say. Write down your prayer about what you want to do and what you really want to do. Because when I went to God, this time around, I knew what I wanted, and I said only what I wanted. I did not go there to ask for money or anything. I just went to God and said, God, this thing has been tormenting me for years. And now, even when I talk to people, they don't even want to listen. But I always feel like talking. I always feel like advising. I always feel like encouraging, motivating. So what do you want me to do? How do you want me to do it? I cannot start a church now. I cannot just go and start talking to people. Because sometimes the way and manner you do something is how people would accept it. And everything is about branding and packaging. And even in this work, you must brand and package yourself. Because as you brand and package yourself, the product becomes very special. And people buy it and patronize it. Because if I were just standing by the roadside shouting, nobody will listen. Because even if they'll listen, they'll just hear one word and they'll pass away. But that means that everybody and their level and everybody why they are called. I felt like when I went to God, He showed me what to do, because this thing appeared to me in a vision many years ago. I told my wife that I saw myself doing something that many great leaders will come to me and we will do it together. And they will come and then I said, I don't understand this thing. What is it? But I'm not a pastor. And I don't want to be a pastor. I kept saying that I don't want to be a pastor. I don't want to be put in a place in a connotation or a specific place. I don't want that. So that's why I didn't go to any pastoral school. I've never been to any school to learn this. I'm just doing this right after I went to the place of prayer and I came out and boom, this is me. I don't even know how I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it. So beloved, if you are going to just go and seek God for a few days, stay away from all the trouble, forget about the bills, forget about the troubles, the worries, the things that are weighing down on you. He said, come to me, I'll give you rest. So that midst of confusion that you find yourself, I've been there. I found myself at midst place of what? Confusion. I didn't know what to do and what exactly to do and how to do it. But when I went to the place of secret place to God, God actually what? Brought this show to you. And see, when I just came out, I did not hesitate. There was no more excuses. There is no more procrastination. There was nothing that was holding me back. When any negative thought comes, God just says that, remember, son, I said I am with you. I will not leave you. Just do it. Just go. And I found this message that says that when you want to trust in God, it's like just like sitting in a car and closing your eyes behind the wheels. Even though you are behind the wheels, leave the wheels to God. Somebody sang it, so he said Jesus takes the wheel. And truly, if Jesus takes the wheel, brother, the journey will be swift and smooth. The journey will be very pleasant. I'm telling you. Even though there's going to be struggles, your struggle is going to be beautiful. Your story is going to be beautiful in the end. So, beloved, develop a prayer personal plan And please write down what you want. If you forget, just write down what you want to God. Don't go to God asking for money. Once you find yourself in the right place, in the right purpose, right people, right thing to do, by the direction and orchestrations of God, the money and the blessings will come naturally. It will come. Because he said, if you do not give up, you will reap your harvest. So beloved, if you will not give up and you go to the place of prayer and seek strength and clarity from God so that you know what exactly he wants you to do. And by doing this, like I said, you stay away from people, you go to him for the start. Just go away from everybody, go to a quiet place and be there alone for a few days, as long as you think you can. Because they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, shall run, shall not be weary, they shall not get tired, because you have been given a strength. So you fly like an eagle, you soar higher, because the strength that has been given to you, Master, Madam, Boss, my brother, Senior, when you seek God, you'll be given a kind of strength that comes with a perseverance spirit, ability that comes with resilience, that makes you stay rooted in faith, that people will look at you and be like, but everybody is feeling down and you alone are feeling up. And it's very strange how it is. Sometimes, like I said, when the grace of God comes upon your life, you carry it so well that people think it's not heavy. And that is how many people are walking around. The weaker ones sees the strong ones like they are living better. They are not living better. They are going through a lot, but they've come to know and they've come to trust that they have a God. So they are not dismayed and they are not troubled when they walk in times of trouble. Because David said, even though and yet though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I'll fear no evil. Because he has gone to the place of prayer. That is why David was a man after God's heart, because he was always seeking God. He will go to God. He will ask God. When you read the Psalms, he will ask God, that God, should I go after them? You read the Bible, you say, God, should I go after them? If I go after them, will I catch them? And if I catch them, will I be victorious? It means that he was seeking counsel from God, and that is what I'm asking you to do. By going to the place of prayer to seek God's counsel. Because when you ask God for something, beloved, I tell you, he will tell you, he will teach you. Do not go to God and ask God for money and this. When you ask God, even your business, that your project, whatever you are working on, whatever is happening in your life that you feel stuck, it's not only this. Everybody and their calling, like I said, some are called to service, some are called for encourage, some are called to encourage others, and some are called to do something special. Everybody and their ability, like I said in a previous episode, everybody and their talent, and everybody and their skill. So I don't know what your skill or your problem or what you are tackling right now, but whatever you are tackling or whatever you are doing right now, it is important to go to God so that God will give you clarity and strength to face it. If you go to God, God will give you strength. I tell you, beloved, I said I haven't been to any school for this. I haven't been to any class for this. The only teacher I have, only master I have, is my godfather, Reverend Ernest Bean, who has been directing me, telling me how to go about things and teaching me. He asked me to go to God and seek God in prayer. When I was going, he gave me Bible verses and Bible chapters to read. He gave me to read Kings, 1st and 2nd Kings. And then he added Mark to read, that I should focus on that place. And truly I did. And I read the Bible and I saw how Elijah and Elisha moved in that story. And how Elijah told Elisha that when the time comes for the Lord to take him and he sees him with a chariot and fire and blah, blah, he would be able to what? Take the gift and also walk in that same gift. So which means that when you go to the place of prayer and seek God genuinely, truly, and by the power of the Holy Spirit, the Spirit is going to guide you and lead you to walk in that place you are supposed to walk. And you walk there like a soldier with gun, with no fear. You'll be surprised, amazed, walking and doing great things that you ask yourself that, sometimes you sit and ask yourself that, am I the one really doing this? I actually thought I had to go to school, I had to do this. Yes, education. Remember that I said in episode 1 or when I was giving the ABCD formula action or action formula to bring about your ideas. Educate yourself doesn't mean just going to school. You can have a master, you can have a teacher, you can have a book, you can do research. There is a way you can do it. Do not let anything be a barrier when you want to act, when you want to achieve or fulfill your purpose. Once you seek God, the next thing is to take action. Just take action. Like I said, jump off the cliff, close your eyes. Just trust that God will catch you. Go and sit there, go and start it after see God. See, when you see God, you see, when I faced uncertainty about my own path, I said I went to God. And when I went to God, my godfather taught me how to go to God. And I'll say it because you need it. Do not just go to God. Go to God in cleanliness. Why do you think the Muslims just wash their feet and then before? It's a sign of respect. So you also should go to God in respect. Wash yourself and stay away from everybody. Because when they are praying, they don't look left, they don't look right until they are done. How can you go to your father and then you go and misbehave? When you go to your father, you go in front of your father, do not misbehave. Stay connected so that you pay attention, because anything can happen there. And one day I chance on the message when someone says, when you're going to the place of prayer, take a pen and paper. It's true, because some things you may have some visions, or some things may happen there that you need to document it, because if you don't write it down, by the time you finish the process, because what happens is you are in spirit. When that thing is happening, you are not in your normal self, because you've connected to the source. So the source is bringing you something, and something is moving from you to it. It's a communication and it's a connection. When you go to the source, you connect to the power activates in you. So when you are once activated, you are not normal, you are no more in the flesh. So you must take pen and paper, so that whatever you see or comes or hear, you write it down, so that when you are done with the process and you are out of the place of prayer, you go back and reflect on it, and then you see that, oh, actually when I was in this place with God told me to do this and that and that, so that you will not forget, because you are human. When the spirit comes to the flesh, this flesh fights against the spirit all the time. That is why whenever you want to fast, it becomes a problem. Because when you are not fasting, you can go about the whole day not eating. You are okay. But the moment you just say, bam, today I'm fasting. Eish! By 8 a.m., you're already starving. As if you be asking yourself, hey, today alone that I said that let me do some fasting, or see what I'm hungry, but on a normal day you wake up and you don't eat, and okay, you go. And that is how it is. And as I close on this episode, I don't want to drag it. There are so many informations that I want to give. But there is this story that touched me in the book of Tough Time Dollars by Tough People Do. And I'm saying that, remember, beloved, whatever tough time you are going through, it will not last. But when you seek God by prayer and pursue your purpose, God gives you the strength to be tough in tough times. Because no matter the time that has come or wherever you find yourself, that tough time you are going through, it will not last. If you stay strong and connected to the source, God will give you power to go through it successfully. I will tell you this story. The book says the story like this. There was a man on a journey, and he got to a place, a desert, and he was very thirsty. So when he got there, he went down, and then he found himself in an area where there was a old building, and then a well where he can pump water was close by after he had found that location. When he got there, because he was thirsty, he quickly pumped the water, but the water did not come. So in his stress, he was looking around and he saw a jar with water, but under the jar of water, there was an instruction written down under the jar. So I'm happy that when he picked the jar, he also picked the instruction. Because remember, when he came first time, he pumped the water did not come. But then there was a little water in the jar and instruction. So he looked at the instruction when he was about to drink the water. And then he realized that he said, don't drink the water. Rather, pour the water in the wheel, back in the wheel, and pump it again. Cock the thing and pump it again. The water will come. And I like this story because it has so many revelations that you can catch from it. Number 1, trust. Number 2, faith. Number 3, obedience. Or I can put number 1, obedience. He obeyed it. He obeyed the instruction, in as much as he was tested. And God is very particular about obedience because of Adam and Eve. When God quickly finished creating them, and then he intentionally put a tree there to say that, my people, you can eat everything here, but don't eat this fruit. It was just for them to have the spirit of obedience. It was just a spirit of obedience God wanted them to have. He wanted them to pay attention. And the devil always works well. Because that man, when he picked the water, he could have drunk the water. But he was obedient. He listened to the instruction. And that's where the problem is with this man. This is our era and this generation. We are young and naive in some way that we don't take anything serious. We do our everything anyhow and somehow. But it's important that you listen, obeying. Obedience is a very powerful thing. When you obey instructions of God, God brings you to a place of Eden. The same Eden that Adam and Eve. Do you know why it's called Eden? It's called Eden because everything is present. The Spirit of God is present. The message of God is present. The favor of God is present. The power of God is present. The abundance of God is present. The supplies of God is present. Because when they were in the Eden, everything was there. And they could communicate direct with God. So when you obey God, you enter into that place, they'll get to a time you communicate. And I'm telling you, it's normal. How can you have a father who cannot talk to you? Your father talks to you. Do you not hear him when your father talks to you? Is it difficult to hear your father talk to you? No. It's easy to hear your father talk to you. The same way when you connect to your source and you start talking to your father, you have to start doing it. You actually have to believe it. That is why I say obeying is the number one thing. Faith. Number two, then trust. So the guy, in order not to stretch this thing, the guy picked the water and then picked the instruction, read the instruction, and then he was written that pour the water back inside the well and then pump it again. Water will come. But it's very risky and it's very trickish how God works. But beloved, all it will take, like I said, imagine you sitting in a car, you are driving but you are not holding the wheels, you are not stepping on it, you are not just sitting in the car and trust Jesus to drive the wheel for you. It's equally like jumping off a cliff with your eyes closed, knowing that God will catch you. That is how trust and faith and those things are. If you want to understand them very well, that is what the guy did. So the traveler who was thirsty and had been thirsty on a journey, and those who have been on the desert, they know how it is. It's very hot and you become dehydrated very easily because there's no water. So if you don't carry enough water on you, and because the journey is far, when you walk on these journeys, you must not carry too much heavy because you get tired. So the man was very tired and was very thirsty. But in as much as he was thirsty, when he picked the thing, that is why you have to go to God, so that God will always be what? Guide you, so that your abilities can be sharp. Your discernment can be sharp. You need all these things. When you activate these abilities, because purposely, that was our topic. You were built for this. Well, once you've been built for something, the ability, the spirit, the gifts, and the powers come together with it. So that you can do it and do it so uniquely well that nobody can do it like you do it. Everybody will do this, but yours will be different. And that is how it is. So wherever you find yourself, my Godfather will tell you, even if it's a cleaning business, make sure you become the leader in that cleaning place. He's trying to say that because no matter where you find yourself, always make sure that you become the best at what you do in working your purpose. So to go back to the story as we close on this episode, this man read the instruction and then poured back the water inside. But remember, like I said, he was very thirsty and was very dehydrated and he needed that water. But he had to trust and then obey the instruction and put the water back in. And as he pumped the water with hope, like I said, when everything is lost, the only thing you have to hold on is hope. And remember, faith is an assurance of things hoped for, proof of things not seen. He did not see the water. All he had to have was faith. He did not see water when he pumped it the first time, and then he later found water. And now with instruction, you are asking me to pour back the water in there, and then I should pump it again, it will come. The same thing happened with Peter. After the night he has squalled the roam about the sea, then he could not catch any fish. When he found Jesus, Jesus said, throw the net at the mouth. There, no, not even deeper. You said you have searched the whole night. That is what happens when you are with God. You will feel like you've tried everything, it did not work. So you coming to him too will not work. Hey, when you come to Jesus, it works, Papa. When you come to the master and you connect to the plug and the source, hey, it works. It works. It works amazingly, uniformly. It will work successfully when whatever that you've worked on that did not work. Once you go to the place of God and seek him, trust me. So this man trusted and obeyed the instruction. That is the instruction that God has given us. God has brought us here, given us instructions for us to obey, but we have problem. He said, trust me, I am with you. Go, I'll be with you. So yours is just to go. Go and take action, I'll be with you. And David did it. When David wanted to face Goliath, Goliath was so strong and taller that imagine, there were soldiers there sitting down there. Soldiers that have been trained. They were there. They were there. In their armor and their swords and everything, they were there. When David came, do you know that the king gave him his armor and all? But no, not that way. So sometimes the devil will give you some strategy. It's not for you. That strategy is not for you. Your strategy is to follow God's instruction, obey and trust him. Have faith and just go forward. So the man had to trust the process. That in as much as he was thirsty and in need of that small water, that is the problem. That small water you have, once you drink it, it's finished. And that is how you have to trust the Lord to provide for you. So in this story, you find so many good stories in the story where it talks about the power of giving. It talks about the power of trust, the faith, obedience. All these things, you find them in the story. Because if the man had not obeyed and had faith and trusted in the instruction that he should put back the water in and pump it again, it will come. So what if the man put the water in? Because I know he'll be thinking about it. As human as we are, we like to do that. We always like to ask God questions. God say go. You say, God, if I go, this, that. And Moses did it. Say, God, I cannot talk. I don't have smart lips to speak, blah, blah, my stamina. You see, there are so many reasons and excuses you find when God asks you to do something. But I heard somewhere when Miles Monroe said, when God asks you to do something, don't ask why, just go ahead and do it. God said, give. And that is what happened in the story. So the man followed the instruction and poured back the water in the well, knowing very well that he needed that water. So that is the power of giving. So he gave it back in the well and then pumped it, and to his amazement and to the miraculous ways of the Lord, when he pumped it now, the water came out. And when the water started coming out, I'm sure the man will be full of joy for trusting in the instruction, obeying the instruction. And that is what happens when you trust the Lord and you obey and you follow and you have faith and stay rooted in your faith and you don't waver your faith and you stay through the process and you finally win. Beloved, it brings you some amazement joy. It brings you the place of peace. Let me just put it that way. And remember that he had promised you peace that transcends all understanding and surpasses all understanding. Peace means that finances will be peaceful, your life will be peaceful, your health will be peaceful, your supplies will be peaceful because there will be abundance of supply. Everything will be peaceful. Because without peace, if you get something in life and there's no peace with it, it's not peaceful. You will not enjoy it. But once you get anything in life and it's from the above, because the one that is above all. So whatever he gives you is above everything. And therefore, when he gives you peace, his peace transcends and is above and surpasses every other thing. So that is what happened in the story. And I want this story to encourage you and motivate you that when you go to the place of God and God gives you the instruction after the Holy Spirit has come to visit you and you are ready to go and he says go. When he says go, obey, trust and have faith and seek for strength, because he said he will give you strength. Once you are plugged to your source, you are always strong. Because the Bible says, let the weak say I'm strong. So you become strong and then you will face your challenges, and in the end, you'll be the one that everybody wants to be with. Remember, there was once said that one day the people that did not believe in you will tell everybody how they met you. And if you want people to say that this guy is my classmate, this guy is my friend, I knew this guy, I saw him, people will be bringing out their old pictures that they had with you. But why didn't they bring it out before? But they are not bringing it out because you've survived the phase of what? Trials. And your character has been tested and you've improved and you faced perseverance. And after the perseverance, you've been given what you need. When Joseph came out of imprisonment, that same day, got married to a beautiful wife, beautiful daughter, and then became the second in command and controlled the Lord. And then the wisdom and knowledge and understanding he had gained, he now applied it. And then when the famine came, they became the only source that everybody could rely on. And that was what made Egypt very wealthy. So it is important that whatever you are going through, you learn. Sometimes God puts you in places for you to learn. And when the time comes, you will see the reason why you have to go through those things, everything you are going through now, and you will go through in the future, because it doesn't matter. Even this that I'm doing, I know there will come time challenges, but yes, with the grace of God, we would get through that pace. My God, Father, when we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. So wherever bridge you have got to, take action and cross it. And let your success and your dreams, your vision come to life. Make them happen by taking serious action. So as we close on this episode, beloved, remember the beautiful story of this man. And it says everything. The story has everything. Following instruction, obeying and trusting, and giving back. That is why those who give back, you get more. Remember that when he poured the water in there and he pumped it this time, the water came out more. And then he also, do you know what he did to end this episode? After he had enough to drink and had some to take on continue his journey, he followed the instruction that put back the water you met in the jar, put it back there, and put the instruction there for the next person coming. So one way or the other, this thing also teaches us about the Bible and the instructions that have been put in there. That the Bible have been made for us, and there are instructions in it that when you follow, like the man followed this instruction. That is a revelation I want you to get. And this is special. Even me, I've never heard it anywhere. It just came to me and I'm saying it to you. That the instruction the man followed in the story is like the Bible that has been given to us. He followed the instruction, trusted, he obeyed it, and then what? He was rewarded. So the Bible says, give. The man had to trust the process. Even though he doesn't have the water to drink, he had to give his last water to drink. He gave it. And look at the reward that came. More came in. So while the man was about to leave, as he followed the instruction, he put the water back in the jar, and then he added to the instruction, his own instruction to it. That is what I'm saying. When you fulfill your purpose, you also have your instructions. And instruction is what I'm saying, or instruction is what they are doing Today, because of Dangote, people believe that they can also become rich. Today, because of Bill Gates, people believe that they can build something. Today, because of Elon Musk, people believe that they can also create something. So I don't know what you're working on, but if you're going to follow the instruction, and you're going to obey and follow and trust and stay rooted in faith and not waver your faith, you would also what? You also become who you want to become. And when you get to that place, you would also leave an impact. And your impact is what the man added. So the man also added to the instruction that don't doubt it. Listen to the instruction. I tried it and it worked. He said, don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. He also added it. So I don't know what your dream or your purpose is, but if you go to God and seek God and ask God, and God helps you to harness your abilities, you begin to what? Control it and use it for your own good and for the good and the betterment of the body of Christ and the goodness of the next generation to come. Your purpose will serve others. So this man added to the instruction. After what? He had what? Followed the instruction, that worked for him. He added that, don't doubt it. Follow the instruction. It has worked for me. So as I close on this episode, beloved, I pray that you will catch this story, and this story will give you a revelation and will give you an insight that will bring you to a place of fulfillment as you go to seek your purpose, or as you walk in your purpose, and maybe that you've gotten to the place of trials. Remember to follow the procedure and the steps, and your life will never be the same. So as you close on this episode, beloved, remember that pursuing your purpose is a journey. It's a beautiful journey, like the man on a journey. So embrace its ups and downs and trust that God is with you in every step of the way. Beloved, I'm saying it again. Be like the man on the journey who added to the instruction. He added his testimony that he tried it and it worked. He had to go through the test by obeying and following the instruction and having faith to pour inside so that it would come back. So this message carries so many messages, and I pray that whatever you need in there, God will let you find it. Because if I say I'll go on, it's going to make this episode too long and it's going to make it boring. So I'm going to close here. But as I close here, beloved, remember I mentioned the book by Robert Schuller, Tough Times Don't Last, but Tough People Do. And it has beautiful stories in there, and you can get it. It's very beautiful. You will love it. There are so many motivational stories. I finished that book and it was very powerful. It was very powerful. So, beloved, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like. Put out your thoughts. You don't know what you may be doing. You may be touching someone's life with your story or with a story you heard somewhere. Write it down there. Don't be shy. Just put it out there. My name is Jason Asante. This is Great Up, where grit meets grace with Jason. Beloved, we love you and God bless you. But before I go, I want to pray for you. So, beloved, if you don't mind, put your hand on your heart and close your eyes and look down within yourself and ask yourself this question. Lord, why am I here? And what am I here for? Lord, can you help me be what you want me to be? Can you give me clarity? And can you give me the spirit of strength to move through it all? So as I pray for you, beloved, gracious God, we thank you for helping us explore this unique topic that will help us, each and every one of us, to know its unique purpose and come in purpose with their purpose. Because once you walk in purpose, you walk in fortune. Lord, may the Spirit guide and help them as they come to seek you. Lord, help them and enlighten their path with your grace and mercy. Order their steps and direct their path according to your will and according to your purpose. Lord God Almighty, may the Spirit lead them. May the Spirit activate their abilities, their discernment spirit, and give them clarity and give them strength where they need it. Whoever has entered into their purpose but they are facing struggles, Father, give them perseverance. Father, give them the spirit of cultivating resilient spirit and staying rooted in faith and staying steadfast through their trials. Father, may they understand that trials are not obstacles or barriers, but they are a stage given to them for their testimony. Father, help them to overcome their fears and anxieties. Lord, help them to become what you want them to be. For these are your children, and I am your children. I am your child too, Lord. Remember us all. And help us all to do great and mighty and leave great impartation and great testimonies for the next generation. Like the man who added his testimony to the instruction. May people see this message we are adding to the Bible. May they see it in the future and see each and every one of us, our beautiful impartation that we will live and remember and follow and be strong and become successful. We thank you for the blessings upon our life, and we thank you for the power and grace that has come, and the clarity and the strength you've given us. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Beloved, thank you for joining us on Great Up, And on today's episode, we talked about you were built for this. And as you go through the episode from 1 to 5, beloved, by the time you get there, you will know what to do. You know what to do. So let's walk and let's choose to walk boldly in the purpose of God as He has designed for us. Know that He is with you. Fear not. Do not be dismayed. He is your God. He will strengthen you and help you. Challenges will come, but remember that He is with you. Remember that He is with you and He's going to help you, sustain you, and keep you going. Beloved, thank you for joining us on Great Up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and like. And know that we are with you and God is with you. Stay blessed. Until next time. See you soon. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.